Whether you treat it like a means to an end or an end itself, the importance of money simply cannot be overstated. While it may not buy happiness, it can certainly buy you a lot of things that can potentially make you happy. I mean, would you rather be sad and cry sitting in your private jet, or would you bust out in tears on a damp sidewalk in the ghetto? As such, we cannot overemphasize the need for you to amass piles of cash. But with so much competition, how do we get there? Well, there are some rules of money that the rich don't want you to know, and today we're going to spill those beans. Here are the rules of money that will make you a millionaire. Before we dig deep into the video, I would like you guys to subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon so you get notified when we upload a new video. Rule number 1. Mold your mind. The issue with most individuals is that they fail to approach money with the proper perspective. They would be thrilled to get more money, and yet they do not show interest enough to put in the effort that will enable them to earn money. You could hear someone claim, for instance, that they are happy with what they have. You may have even listened to a speech on how the desire for money becomes the root of all evil. This is clearly a case of herd mentality once more. So, unless you want to be part of the herd rather than to lead the flock, you should really consider working on a more money-inclined mindset. You need to alter your perspective if you even have a remote chance of succeeding or improving on how you were. And there needs to be a sharp realization in that regard. The realization is simple. Struggle hard. Whenever you get tired of the grind, look ahead towards the potential pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Rule number 2. Time is money. You have definitely heard this one. But have you ever given it any serious thought? The majority of people will interpret this as valuing time. But no. In this context, time is actually being compared to money. Assuming you work at hourly wages, as the majority of individuals do at some time in their lives, you will almost certainly be disappointed by the results of your spending calculations. Do you want to know why? Because every dollar we spend on useless luxury we purchase represents practically a fraction of the time spent by us doing labor. If you work and make $15 per hour while continuing to spend about $45 on supper, you will lose 3 hours of your life. Be honest, was the supper worth it? True millionaires learn to distinguish between their time and their money. When they are not working, they construct devices or systems that bring in money for them. The fundamental idea behind that is not just earning more per hour, but also earning for an extended number of hours. Rule number 3. Work smarter, not harder. You might wonder at this point how being a millionaire would see you working at all. If that is the case, I would suggest you rewind back to the first rule. If you do not have that question in mind, we have the third rule to look forward to. It is highly probable that you have also come across this saying earlier in your life. Work smarter, not harder. Well, dear viewers, that does not necessarily mean that you work smarter and work for a fewer number of hours. Essentially, this rule is almost in line with the second one about time. I could be all philosophical here and tell you that hard work is what counts as fair income, but the goal here is to be rich. Whenever you come across any task that needs doing, simply look at it from all angles to see if there is any better way to do it. If yes, then do it that way. If the answer is no, look again. The typical way of doing something is not necessarily the best way of doing it. When you do something differently, it takes up less time and less effort. Both of these things can be spent elsewhere to help you earn more money. Rule number 4. Spend less, earn more. Now that we have discussed how you might effectively distribute your effort and time, 2 essential resources, it is important for you to realize how to spend what you earn. Wealth and its buildup are the outcomes of a mismatch between spending and income from employment. You would be able to save more money for yourself if the gap is wider. The more cash you can put away, the more you can use to increase your income. Even if you make $1 million, as well as spend $999,999 of it, your financial situation would still be worse than that of someone who makes much less money but has better spending habits. Often, lottery winners will be unable to support themselves with their winnings for a reason. Partying and extravagant spending sadly causes your money to go even faster than it came in. So it is always a better idea to keep yourself at a net profit in terms of how much you make in a month. I would strongly suggest giving up your credit card entirely. Why spend money when you don't have it? You are basically taking up a loan and will even have to pay an interest on your purchase. Not having money will prevent you from being perpetually indebted and might also give you a clearer idea about your needs. Rule number 5. Save. This rule may be the most fundamental and straightforward one there is. Savings serve as the pillar on which your prospective wealth will be built. It's a straightforward idea, and you're essentially paying yourself. Not that you should cut back on spending on necessities, but at the very least figure out a method to save part of your hard-earned money. You have learned to accumulate, which is the basis for the overall process of amassing your money. Simply take 20 to 30% of your salary out of your primary account and deposit it in a savings account to accomplish this. Simply deposit the money and make an effort to overlook it. Continue doing so for approximately a year and assess the results. I assure you that once you see how much money you have amassed in a year, this will spur you on to continue saving. This rule may even result in an exponential increase in your wealth when combined with the other rules on this list. Rule number 6. Let your money work for you. Although saving money is a positive thing, the money just sits there. Considering inflation and all, it isn't increasing. Instead, it's merely flatlining and losing value. Invest your money in something meaningful and increase your own wealth by doing so. The appropriate term here is investment. You should put as much money into as much assets as you can into investments. Purchase assets such as equities, bonds, real estate, cryptocurrency, and precious metals. These are all great investments that will increase in value overnight without your intervention. That sounds good, doesn't it? It will take care of the rest. All you have to do is deposit the money there. Use compound interest to your advantage as another fantastic strategy. Dividends employ the money you get from your stocks or other assets to purchase further dividends. If you continue in this manner, you will soon be holding a sizable sum of money in your piggy bank. Rule number 7. Stay consistent. Understand one thing as the underlying rule that goes hand in hand with everything else on this list. Stay consistent. While having money is the visible goal, the whole point of it is to help enrich the quality of our lives. So when a downturn strikes or something happens that may force you to incur a loss, do not look back on sunken costs. That is one sure-shot way to break your investment tempo and make you lose confidence in the art of making money. Profits and losses are all part of the game, and no matter how calculated everything might be, there are always externalities that we miss out on. Do not overburden yourself by looking back more than you need to for learning purposes. You should essentially vow to stay consistent and keep striving to build a better life for yourself. I mean, that is what the money is intended to do after all, right? So, our dear viewers, do you vow to make money and follow these rules? Or do you prefer sitting on that couch, watching videos, and calling it a day? Let us know about your plans in the comments section below. Also, remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe to our channel. Good luck!